Hello and welcome to week 14 of NFL Gamepicks.
1-4, had it preloaded.
Yeah, the boys were ready. Yeah, week 14, we're post-Thanksgiving, and we are on the final bye week of the season, so not so much action to speak of as normal. Only 13 games this week, so... last week was very unfortunate for my Dolphins. Off to a horrible start. We'll hear from Joey's side.
Big ass.
About the Packers soon. But yeah, man, the Dolphins disappointed as typical in a cold climate. And, it's unfortunate to see. You want to see your team perform the best in any situation. I think this was like a good bar-setting game. And they are below the bar in that sense. So it was upsetting. I think the early muffed punt was just an early nail in the coffin. Like, you can't start off the game like that. You got a 3-and-out, then you muff a punt, boom, they're in the red zone already, and they score immediately. Like, you are already behind the 8 ball. It's a 14-point swing, possibly. So it's definitely unfortunate, but it is what it is. Moving on to next week, hopefully we can get a good divisional win this week against the Jets. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next, man. Yeah, that was a good dub by us on the reverse side. I liked it a lot. Made my Thanksgiving very nice.
And your uncle was there the whole time.
Yeah, my uncle George, shout out to him. He's actually the bad luck charm normally, and we got a W. He stayed for the entire game, so hopefully his curse is lifted because I know he's going to be around for some more games. So yeah, hopefully we get dubs while he's around because he's usually there for like the playoff games and stuff like that. But yeah, Thanksgiving was nice. We looked good offensively. Josh Jacobs had a great game again. Jordan Love also got his turkey leg, which is nice to see. The Dolphins can't play in the cold weather. The game was over before it even started with the muff punt. Chris, how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, man. It was all right. I mean, the Bears lost, and then they ended up firing Eberflus, so that was always a shock. It was a big shock, honestly, that they did it halfway through the year because it's been, 105 years, and the Bears have never fired a coach halfway through the season before, so that was interesting that it finally happened. We got down early to Detroit, came all the way back, and we lost. I kept telling people we've been a second-half team all year. No one believed me. Lost by 3. Tough loss, but it is what it is. Now the Packers got to take on the Lions this week, so good luck, Joey.
That was a tough game for you guys. Like, I mean, we were all watching it at the office on Thanksgiving, and dude, like, the Bears were close to coming back. And the thing that upsets me the most is I feel like the lack of awareness in that situation. Like, regardless if Eberflus did or didn't call the timeout, I think it also falls on Caleb in that loss is, like, why are you going for the home run ball when you have enough time to, have a check down type of play, get back in field goal range, and force OT? Like, I think that is also kind of overlooked with the fact that he didn't call the timeout. But I agree, things needed to change. And it's a historic one, like you said, first firing midseason ever for you guys, which is insane in 100+ years of franchise.
It needed to come because we lost 6 games now in a row in like crazy fashion. Like, we very easily could be like, I don't even know, way different.
You guys are 4-8. You guys lost 6 straight.
6 in a row.
Like, let's say we win 4 of those instead of...
You'll be 8-4.
Yeah, like, that's crazy. It's totally flip-flop season. We're in the playoff hunt, just still behind the Packers, but at least in the mix. But whatever. We lost the games. Hopefully next season we come back a little stronger with a new head coach.
All right, since you are highest on the leaderboard, why don't you just take us there, Chris?
All right, I'll take us there. I'm not that high. I'm at 6th overall. I went 13-3 last week. I'm at 128-67. It's pretty close between like 2nd and 6th, so there's some wiggle room. Hopefully I could pick up some games. Definitely can't drop a bunch. I'm taking a lot of upsets this week, though, as a spoiler.
All right. Well, since Chris didn't mention it, we have still Steve on top. It's all good. It's all good. 142-53 on the season after 14 weeks. So another great week by Steve. I mean, Steve's been killing it. I don't think he's had a negative week at all. He's had 2 8-8 weeks, and that's the worst he's done all season long, which is insane. Jillian had a big-time week, 15-1. Moves her to second place, tied with Hecty. They're both at 134-61. Hecty went 14-2 as well.
Shit.
And shout out Pete.
Whoa.
16-0 this week.
Woo-woo.
moves them up to third place. The Big Pete. This is the second time that someone's ever had an undefeated week on a full slate. So that is so cool. Congrats, Pete.
Wow.
And then we'll just keep on moving it down. Chris is, like you said, is in sixth place. I'm currently in ninth place. After a 10-6 week, I'm at 118.77. Gotta stop picking with my heart and pick a little bit more shirt things. And then Joey, where are you at?
I'm not in dead last anymore. DJ is now. I had a 15-1 week this week. Only picked the Ravens were my wrong week. So
that's tough.
Yeah, it is. Hopefully, I was gonna join Pete at 16-0, but Jillian and I were both 15-1 weeks, one game short. Kind of tough. But
Yes, sir. Joey's sitting at 110-85, and that does it for the standings. Let's get into the action for Week 14.
Come on.
So let's kick it off with Joey introducing this first game. What do we got, Joe?
Let's go. Green Bay Packers traveling to Detroit to play against the Lions. Huge NFC North divisional matchup here. Huge for NFC playoff seedings. I'm excited for this game. I know a lot of people think that we probably don't stand a chance in this game. Lions are probably, the best team in football so far at 11-1. We've been doing pretty good, but I feel like we haven't faced that many formidable opponents as of recent. So I'm really excited for us to get our hands on a really good team, especially after playing the Lions earlier in the season and not playing up to par. We definitely beat ourselves in that game with the weather, dropped balls. It definitely played a factor. We were not ready for it. Hopefully it's a lot like last year where we go into Detroit and have a great game. Lions are pretty banged up. I'm rocking with the Packers, obviously, here. Let's go. Punch them in the mouth early, and let's make a statement. I'm really hoping we can get a W in this one, but odds are we might drop it. I don't know.
I'm going to take the Lions at home. It's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. Whether we're watching it at the house or I might be out. But it's going to be a good game. Really, really good game. This game means a lot for a lot of different reasons. If Detroit wins, it's going to be tough, I think, for Green Bay to get a playoff spot. But there might be 3 teams from this division going to the playoffs, so you never know. I wouldn't count out Green Bay, but especially if Minnesota ends up getting a win, which we'll talk about later. But I'm going to take Detroit. They've added a lot of added help for some of the injuries they've had. They just signed Jamal Adams, who's probably not going to play in this game, but he'll probably end up playing come playoff times. And they've signed a couple other dudes that is going to come bolster that defense up a little bit. And that offense has just been scoring a ton on people. So as long as they keep that up, this Lions team's going to keep rolling, and they might go to 12-1 on the season.
Yeah, this one's honestly so tough. You have the division leading, the NFC leading Detroit Lions, and then you have, in this sense, a hopeful Green Bay Packers team at 9-3. Just shortly behind them, and this win could sway a lot of things. It could sway not only just the overall NFC North standings, because we're going to mention it soon with this next upcoming game, but then this also puts the Packers in a definitely great position, and this is just one of 2 matchups for you guys this year. Did you guys play already or not yet?
Oh, yeah. They beat us.
Okay. So how did it feel losing in Lambeau? Is it good or bad?
They beat us in Lambeau last year. We beat them in Detroit last year, too.
Okay.
I will say dropping this game, we got to do it. We can't drop it. Obviously, we're playing Detroit divisional. I get it. The Packers have a 98% chance to make the playoffs as of right now.
Okay.
We have the Saints, Seahawks, Vikings, and Bears still left after this. I'd be shocked if they got 10 to 11 wins and didn't make the postseason. So we'll see what happens, but we got to win this game just to prove that we're a contender.
It's so tough because the one thing I will say is the Lions have been dealing with injuries all year, and they're probably one of the better teams that have been dealing with so many injuries. They had over 15 guys on the injured list and all that stuff considered out for games and stuff like that. So it's tough. I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers. I liked what I saw from you guys on Thanksgiving. I don't think you have the same opportunities in terms of capitalizing on mistakes such as you guys did against the Dolphins. So I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be a field goal difference. So give me that Green Bay Packers spread. Give me +3 at least for the Green Bay Packers. Wow. That'd be tough for them. But we're going to keep it moving to Sunday's action. We got the 1 o'clock window, and it is the Atlanta Falcons at the Minnesota Vikings. Man, Atlanta had a awful loss to the Chargers last week. Kirk Cousins threw, I think, 4 picks. I know for sure it was 3. But man, you don't want to be the reason your team loses if you're the quarterback. You don't want to be throwing that many interceptions, especially if you are a multi-million-dollar quarterback, the starting quarterback,
True.
the franchise quarterback for the time being. It doesn't look good, especially when you have your backup, your replacement sitting in the wings of Michael Penix. I'm not saying the Atlanta Falcons are going to shift to him, but this is a far stretch from success in Atlanta right now. You were having such a great season. Now you're at 500 at 6-6. Not looking good, but it's a Kirk Cousins revenge game. And I started to steer your thunder because I know that was your point when we were talking before.
Yeah.
But Kirk Cousins going back to Minnesota. Big time matchup for him. Hopefully he doesn't falter. Hopefully, he doesn't get the primetime Kirk syndrome. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to take here. I'm going to go with Minnesota. Give me the home team. Atlanta has disappointed me as of late, but guess what? I feel like they're going to spoil me and mess me up. So let's go with the Vikings. Screw it. Why not?
You want to go?
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
I definitely have a hard time picking a 6-6 team over a 10-2 team, but I'm going to lock in for the Falcons here. Kirk Cousins back in Minnesota. I like the narrative. And Minnesota has been their wins have been convincing. They should have lost to the Arizona Cardinals, don't get me wrong.
And the Bears.
There's a lot of they're a weird 10-2 team to me. So I'm going to pick the Falcons here, especially with Kirk.
I agree with pretty much everything you boys said. I'm going to take Atlanta. Kirk Cousins' revenge game. I love the narrative. Going back to where he played the best of his career. Big revenge game. Big rebound game as well because, like you mentioned, Austin, he had a really, really bad game. So bad that everyone was like, is it time for Michael Penix to start? Which, in my opinion, no. You pay Kirk Cousins, at least give him a season. He had one bad game. He hasn't been great for a couple weeks, but I think he rebounds here. Minnesota went 5-0 and then lost 2 straight. They've won 5 again so far.
Very streaky, yeah.
So I think that streak's going to continue with a loss here to Atlanta and a loss next week to my Chicago Bears.
There you go. Chris giving us advanced picks here.
Advanced stats, baby.
Right. What do we got for
I'll
this
take
next
us to
game?
this next game because it's going to be quick and easy. Even though one team that we wouldn't think would have got a win. We got the Carolina Panthers going to the Philadelphia Eagles. Pretty sure we're all going to take the Eagles. They're rolling. Panthers did get a win last week, which was pretty shocking. Didn't they?
No, they forced OT.
They almost did.
They should have almost got a win last week. Probably happy that they didn't, actually. I'm going to take the Eagles.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't blame you for trying to take the Eagles here. I will agree with you. The Panthers are surging right now. And it's not really necessarily resulting only in wins. It's just the performance is looking better. They are looking like a competitive NFL team. And, for the time being, that's what you want for this Panthers team. You want to look competitive. You want Bryce Young to be I'm that guy now. I'm here and I'm throwing touchdowns. I'm putting up points. I'm putting us in positions to win. Now, it's unfortunate, what happened with them against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because I fully thought they were going to win that game. I was so happy. I'm oh, what a great pick. And they were forcing their will on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll talk about Buccaneers in a sec. But you got to go with the Eagles. They're the better team here. But I wouldn't be shocked if Carolina puts up a good fight, but unfortunately does not come out with a win.
Yeah, really easy. Eagles. They knocked off the Ravens last week, and the Ravens looked like one of the top teams in the AFC. And it's weird because their record doesn't show it. Everybody's oh, the Ravens should be in the Super Bowl, and what are they, 8-5 now or whatever, which is kind of weird. But yeah, 10-2 Eagles is really easy to pick here against the Panthers. They looked good. Saquon's unbelievable. He might even win MVP as a running back. I don't know.
That's a real possibility.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else that's clearly playing better than Saquon Barkley right now, in my opinion. He's at least the offensive player of the year. I would love to see a running back as an MVP. I think it's kind of cool. And we haven't had it in a long time, so I'd like to see it. But I'll take us to this next game. AFC North Divisional matchup here. Jameis Winston and the Browns traveling to Pittsburgh to play against the Steelers. This is a rematch of the snow game that happened a couple weeks ago. Not sure if there will be the same weather result, but I think that there will be a different result in the winner. I'm going to go with the Steelers here. I think the defense is going to play fast, physical, and pissed off against Jameis Winston, who can't stop throwing pick sixes, and apparently it's Jesus' fault. So we'll see what happens there. But I don't know. I'm going with Pittsburgh here, and I'm starting the Steelers defense. I'm sorry. I love Jameis. I can't hate on him. But yeah,
no, it's not Jesus' fault. He said he's gonna pray that he stops throwing pick sixes.
I thought he said that the Lord.
He's gonna pray to the Lord that he stops throwing pick sixes. I thought.
Oh,
he said,
okay,
yeah.
because I didn't hear him say it. I misread the quote then, because I thought he said, "I pray that the Lord would stop making me throw pick sixes." Like that's how I interpreted it. Okay, my bad, Jameis. I'm like, Jesus, I thought you were saying that this guy is gracing you this whole time.
He's like, I want to pray to the Lord that I stop throwing pick sixes.
Okay, yeah.
So for those reasons, I'm taking Cleveland in this game. I think they're going to be the Achilles heel to Pittsburgh, who has shown the last few games, like, as long as you can beat them in the shootout, because it's going to be a shootout, you can win. You have a shot at winning at the end of the game. Jameis had a shot last weekend. He threw for like 500 yards. Yeah, he had like 2 pick sixes, but if his prayers come true, they probably win that game. So I'm going to take them on the road. I'm taking a lot of upsets this weekend, so give me Cleveland.
I will have to disagree with you with like the last part you said about the Steelers, like the shootout part, because like they had the shootout last week with the Bengals, came out on top. I know it's the Bengals, and like the Bengals have been historically this season like losing those shootout type of games, those close games and stuff, but still it's a win there for them. I don't know. This is an interesting matchup. I think, it's all fun and games with Jameis. Back to what Joey said, they weren't playing on the Lord's day, so that's why the Lord was making him throw some pick sixes. That was just a tough performance. Crazy game, the last Monday night game, Broncos and Browns, which was very fun to watch. But I'm gonna have to go with the Steelers. They're simply the better team here, and I'm pretty sure they want some revenge. And George Pickens wants to fight whatever DB pushed him at the final play there against them last Thursday.
He'll fight anybody.
Yeah, so
ghost anybody.
Everybody gets his fucking order wrong at McDonald's or something. I don't know.
Oh man, George Pickens is wild.
I said I want 3 apple pies. God damn it!
All right, Chris, I know you like this matchup, so who we got here?
We got the Jaguars going to Tennessee to take on the Titans. This game kind of stinks, honestly. I have no idea who to pick. I'm going to take the home team and the Titans, I guess. Trevor Lawrence got knocked out literally of the game last weekend on a dirty hit. So hopefully he's okay. I don't know if he's going to come back the rest of this year, and he might not come back as a Jaguar ever again.
I don't know. They just gave him that contract.
Which is a stretch. A lot of people are saying that they're going to try to offload him and kind of just rebuild the entire roster this year.
I think they should do that.
I don't know if you should. They thinking he maybe isn't that guy after what we've seen. I don't know why they feel that way after giving him the contract, but
and naming their stadium after them.
And then again, their owners are stupid.
Yeah, exactly. So you never know. Hopefully he comes back. I think he will, especially for another season, especially if they get someone like Travis Hunter in the draft or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this might be a tank pull here.
Yeah, so I don't think the Jaguars want to win this game. I'm going to take the home team, I guess.
All right. This one's weird. If Trevor plays, I will go with the Jags. But for the time being, give me the Tennessee Titans. I think they are the better team without Trevor Lawrence being on the field for the Jaguars. But, concerning it, Azeez Al-Shahir, I believe I said that right. I hope I did. They suspended him indefinitely for that hit, which is crazy. Also, just to tie it into like Dolphins sense, they're on the bye week right now. Their next game after the bye week is the Dolphins. So technically, right now he's gonna be suspended for that game, which
he peeled
should
we'll
be
see.
And their GM went to bat for him on Tuesday and just freaking was screaming about it.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
He's like, I'm not a dirty player. I'm like, but. Like, you wouldn't make that play if you're not a dirty player. Like, no one's ever in their right mind going to make that play. Like, he's sliding every time.
Yeah,
so.
and he's
it was a dirty play.
He did that shit to Tom Brady.
He's done questionable stuff all year. I mean, he punched like a Bears player in the freaking face on the sideline. Didn't get flagged for it, luckily for him.
Oh, that was
that was the same guy.
About that.
Same guy week 2 against the Bears. He punched one of the guys on the sideline.
Yeah, that was nuts. Like a guy that was just standing there. He's like, what the hell did I do?
Yeah, he wasn't even in the play.
I don't think. Yeah.
What do you got here, Joe?
Oh, this game sucks so bad. I'm going with the Titans. I'm just going to leave it at that. I think that there's enough said about this game. I'll take us to the next one, though. We got the Vegas Raiders playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers barely skated it out against the Panthers. Like you said, Chris, you didn't even know if they won or not. I thought they lost for a second, too, especially because I was going to bet on the Buccaneers last second at plus 900 when the Panthers were driving, and then I kind of wish I did because it would have been a good amount of money in my pocket because it was like a fumble or so. It was something ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers here. I'm hoping for a big game from Bucky Irving. Really need him for my fantasy playoff push. Raiders suck, and I think that the coach, I think a week or two ago, said that when they were playing the Chiefs, he was like, yeah, the best team in the league versus the worst team in the league. When you got a coach saying that you guys are the worst team in the league, I don't know. I feel like the confidence in this team is way out the door at 10-2 or 2-10. Excuse me. If you were 10-2, that would be a different story. But 2-10 sucks. Give me the Buccaneers here. I'm loving Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. There's another team in the Raiders that's probably not trying to win a bunch of games. They've already kind of made it pretty obvious they want Shador on their team. So I guess that's what their next season is. This season is looking forward to next season. I actually did know the Tampa Bay Bucks came back and won because I needed Baker to throw some touchdowns for fantasy, so I got a win. So I actually don't know how I screwed that up, but whatever. I got confuddled. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're going to make this division kind of interesting because it's pretty much up for the grabs. I mean, Falcons are 6-6 as well. Carolina's kind of out of it, like I mentioned. And then you got the Saints floating around kind of in the mixes at 4-8. This division sucks, but I guess give me the Bucks.
Yeah. This is who's the better pirate, and it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Hey.
Or maybe
What did we say? R.
Which one wins in a fight, though?
A Raider or a Buccaneer? It's kind of tough.
That one's a weird one.
I think I'll take a Raider.
Go Raiders.
Raiders.
But yeah, no, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers clearly the better team here. One thing I do want to highlight is Brock Bowers is
he went off,
having an insane rookie campaign. He's currently 4th in receiving yards in the NFL right now as a rookie. Yeah, it's Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Terry McLaurin, and Brock Bowers. I mean, just having a sensational rookie year. And
is he going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year?
He possibly can.
He probably should.
If you are a gambling person and you like betting on futures, possibly sprinkle a little bit of money on Brock Bowers to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
See what that is.
Because right now you have Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix probably as 2 co-favorites. But man, oh man, if Brock Bowers is not in that top 3 right now, I would definitely recommend taking some money there because it's going to pay out big time if he does win.
He's plus 1,100 on the Rock right now.
And who's ahead of him?
It's 120.
Yeah, who's ahead of him?
Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, so in 3rd place at 1,100, take that money, dude. You got to, like Joey said, $10 could possibly net 120.
I feel like Jaden Daniels is a lock though. Sadly.
For sure, but if Brock keeps doing this, if he stays top 5 in receiving,
they're gonna nominate him, and then they're gonna talk about the nomination for the rest of his career. Oh, he was up for he had a horrendous rookie season. He was up for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but it was won by the quarterback because everything's a quarterback award nowadays.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's just how it's just gonna be, which sucks. So I hope not. I like to see a tight end win. That'd be kind of cool.
All right,
yeah, you would.
Chris, who we got next?
Got the New Orleans Saints going to New York City to play on the football Giants. Yeah, the Giants are pretty freaking bad. Give me the Saints, I guess, on the road. Although they might end up winning this game. DeVito might rally the troops or whatever. Drew Lock might play. I don't know. They all stink. So give me the Saints. Honestly, did I say my theory on the Giants yet on the pod?
No.
I think what the Giants should do is they're probably going to lock up the number 1 pick as it's looking. I say go the Bears route. Sell it.
They should definitely
sell
do
it
that.
for as much as you should get. Suck again next year and draft Arch Manning. And keep the Manning name. And ask for permission. Say, hey, Unc, can I wear the number? We don't even have to get new jerseys, bro.
Dude.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Just
right.
keep it going.
New York wants to get all that capital of a new
10
Manning jersey.
Exactly.
Money and shit.
So that's my theory. New York, keep tanking. Maybe that plays out for you. That's your best case scenario.
But
I'm taking the Saints.
Okay, so if they do that, do they ride with Tommy DeVito? Like, fuck it. Like, that's our guy next year. Or do they
Or
just get
Drew
like
Lock.
a Band-Aid, like a Jacoby Brissett or something? They're like,
Drew
that's
Lock's
what
the
we're
same.
doing. Drew Lock is the
He's-
same
he's-
thing,
he's
right?
the
Yeah.
same thing.
Well, I would
Drew
have to
Lock.
agree with that. But that sucks. I
tough.
mean, like, for the fan base knowing that, like, next year's going to suck too.
And what if Arch Manning sucks?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, like, you have the
might
opportunity
not,
to...
but-
There's a lot of QBs, in like, Cam Ward, Shador Sanders, who
That
else?
you would probably pass on. I mean, Oregon guy.
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel. People are like, I don't know. I don't know who else
Quinn
is
Ewers.
eligible. Sorry, I've been.
Yeah, but
paying
who
attention to
like
the draft.
would you who
Right.
would of those guys who would you take with the number 1
Well,
overall
I'm
pick?
thinking it's either Cam Ward or Shador Sanders as of right now,
Yeah.
right? But like
I'm taking.
Jacksonville, no, or the
I'm
Giants have the
trading
number
it.
1 pick.
Currently, the
think
Giants have the number 1 pick.
Okay, well they're not going to pick Travis Hunter. Like if they pick Travis Hunter, that's the dumbest pick you could ever
I
make.
just took Malik Neighbors. It's like, why? Like, he obviously didn't help you win any
Travis will
games.
probably get drafted as a corner anyway.
True, but
Yeah.
But
All right. The current draft
No.
order, if the season were to end today: New York Giants, Las Vegas Raiders, Jacksonville Jaguars, New England Patriots. Those are the top 4 picks.
So
Carolina 5th.
I think it works out perfectly because like
Honestly,
Giants and Raiders are both going to get.
Carolina again, bro.
No way Carolina's going to trade up though, because I feel like they actually are starting to like what they see.
Yeah,
in
they like Bryce
Young.
Young.
Take Bryce Young off the books. Be like, yo, draft whoever you want. Play Bryce Young a year.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it'll probably either be Cam Ward or Shador at 1, and then whoever doesn't
Well,
get
you
taken
probably
at
have
2,
to look at.
and then Travis.
You probably have to look at like who would want to trade up, because the Jaguars and Patriots.
Jags are going to
probably
stay
don't
put,
want
bro.
to.
They don't need a quarterback. They're
Yeah.
just going to get Travis at 3.
More than likely, yeah.
Titans might move up. They
All
don't-
right.
Patriots don't need a draft. I'm picking the Saints here. This is easy to go. Love the Giants. Pick DeVito, and I like you, but this is boring. Drew Lock should have scored the first touchdown and won me $40 on Thanksgiving. What do you got?
The mumble at the end there was just killing me.
They should have.
Oh
I'm still
man.
mad about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Saints. Clearly a better team here. The one thing I will add about what you guys have been saying is like if Drew Lock does play like next season for the Giants, like he might mess around and get them like
He might
around
turn it
top
on.
10.
If
You know,
give Drew Lock
Yeah.
the whole offseason and summer to think I'm the guy here.
yeah, it
he
could be
might-
very
he might mess
problematic.
around and win 6 games.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's gonna Fitzpatrick you and then like screw you up. So don't go with Fitzpatrick.
And
Don't
you're
go
gonna
with
have
Drew
to
Lock.
really trade with somebody that you
Yeah,
think's
that
gonna
you
be
think's
terrible.
gonna be awful.
Facts.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the Panthers was a sure thing that they were just gonna
Yeah.
suck.
Well,
forever.
Not Bryce Young is just as good as C.J. Stroud.
I don't think anybody will trade up to do that though. I think they're gonna have to
I don't
sit
know.
there and pick Cam Ward or Shador.
They
I
might.
think Shador's
We'll
going
see.
to the Giants and going to the team that his daddy turned down.
Nah, he's going to the Raiders, bro.
He should. I think that'd be a better fit though.
All right, y'all.
Anyway.
Let's keep it moving, and we have the final game of the 1:00 window, and it is the New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna keep it short, keep it simple, keep it sweet. I'm going with the Dolphins. There should be no reason that myself or anyone else in this league is picking the Jets. I swear to it. Ray, what are you
Ray?
doing here?
Ray.
I don't know. Oh, it's one of my boys. But yeah, you gotta go with the Dolphins here. Big home game, divisional matchup, coming off a big time primetime loss against the Green Bay Packers. So unfortunately, the Dolphins want to right their wrongs, and this is the perfect time to do it against a slumping New York Jets team. And that's pretty much all I gotta say.
Yeah, the Jets are bad. I'm gonna take Miami, although that loss last week kind of hurts. But I think you rebound this week and keep the Dolphins and South Florida fans' hopes alive for another week. If the Jets come in and win, like pack it up, your week, your year's
Yeah,
done.
that's
Yeah.
pretty much true.
That's pretty much it. Because this Jets team hasn't been a nobody lately. So
They're not going down though. Like we saw it last week
Yeah,
against
they
Seattle.
fight.
Like they're gonna try to play spoiler.
They're gonna play, but
Aaron Rodgers is out there playing fucking off dope and shit at this point. Yeah, it's awful.
The
who you
teams.
taking?
So
You're locking in the Dolphins,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
I'm locking in the Dolphins too. And Jets fans, as an extra added fuck you to your season, Netflix is coming out with Aaron
yeah.
Rodgers the Enigma
Yeah.
documentary on
Yeah.
December 17th. And if you take a minute and a half to look at the trailer, you're just so out on it. I don't know who's going to be watching this thing. I think I might watch the first episode just to see his time in Green Bay. And then the second they talk about the Jets, I'm out. He's getting dirt pointed like he's Simba from the freaking Lion King, face painted, metal bowls and shit.
They filmed all
of it. They're beating a rock with a fucking leaf and shit. I'm like, this guy is off his rocker.
That's leaf abuse.
It is. It's rock abuse too. How does Dwayne Johnson feel about all this?
Yeah, bro.
And he's having them drink this shit. These ladies and whoever the hell these whatever that they had have drank all this shit and do all this. They're responsible for his downfall. Like, he's drinking the terrible juice. Like, that's the opposite of Michael's secret stuff right there. And if you ever want to watch the downfall of Aaron Rodgers, they made a documentary about it.
That's what they're going to rename it to?
Pretty much.
You know what it's like, probably? It's like that one dude that, like, always drinks a bunch of shit really fast or, like, really crazy. And then he cuts it. He's just on his toilet. He's like...
fucking the fattest burp in the world.
Just cuts the Rodgers just shitting his brains out in the Amazon.
They filmed all of it.
Here, dude?
It's just the darkness retreat. Yeah, we filmed all of it. Got pitch black screen.
All right, who wants to pick us up for the 4 o'clock window?
I'll do it. First game of the 4 o'clock window. Seattle Seahawks, the team that just beat Aaron Rodgers, traveling to Arizona. Huge divisional matchup here with the top 2 teams in their division. I think Seattle comes out on top in this one, even though Arizona did look good against Minnesota, but coughed it up late. Really pissed me off. Seattle, I like what they're doing, like, offensively, but late in that Jets game, it was just like, can you just get a first down? Can you get this in the end zone? I feel like the refs helped them downfield a lot in that drive, and I was honestly kind of happy about it because I had money on the Seahawks, so I was okay with it, but... If it were my team, if I was a Jets fan, or if they were playing against my Packers and that would happen to me, I'd be pretty pissed off about it. I'm going to go with the Seahawks there. I do think that they eventually do win the division as well.
Yeah, this is a very tight race for the NFC West. You got all the teams pretty much separated by 1 game or so. You got the Seahawks 7-5, Cardinals 6-6, 49ers 5-7, but you can pretty much almost book them as last place for that division, and then the Rams at 6-6. So it's gonna be a tight race coming down to the end of the season, and like we've been kind of foreshadowing that for the last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. This is a big time deciding matchup. It's tough. You got the Arizona Cardinals at home.
Yeah, it's tough.
Man, you got to give me the Arizona Cardinals here. I think they've had a couple bad losses as of late, and their season's been fluctuating, but I think the Seattle team, what you said, they had so much assistance against the Jets. You struggle like against a team like the Jets, you shouldn't be favored to win in a matchup against this Arizona Cardinals team that I feel like has proven a little bit more, regardless of their record. So give me the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, we got another bird battle.
Where's the hierarchy chart?
I'll pull it up.
Pull up the chart, but I mean, obviously, Seahawks gonna take down a Cardinal in a fight 10 times out of 10. But the Cardinals only scored 6 points against Seattle. The last time they played, I think they play them a little bit tougher. I'm gonna take the Cardinals at home. Seattle's just been hot and cold. Same with the Cardinals. I think it's gonna be like another division that comes down to like the very few last weeks.
Week 18.
Some very mid teams, to make the playoffs. And I don't know. Somebody just sent me a Snapchat that they were in Seattle and they went and saw like a gum wall.
That's big there.
That's pretty freaking gross. Dude.
It's big there.
You're gonna go look at chewed gum for dog. Like,
it's a big thing.
I don't know. I've been to Phoenix a lot. Arizona's pretty tight. It's a pretty nice city. So give me the Cardinals. I'll go ahead and I'll take us to this next here game. We got the Buffalo Bills going to the Los Angeles Rams. We just saw Josh Allen do one of the craziest plays I think I've ever seen. Some backyard football bullshit in the snow. It was pretty sick. It would have been on like the longest yard. That was some Paul Cruz shit right there. You know what I'm saying? It was awesome. Josh Allen for MVP. Sorry, Austin. I think he finally gets it this year. He's
something to put on his mantle.
Yeah, it'll be something to win because the Bills will still end up circling the wagon and falling off of it eventually.
Somehow.
Give me the Bills in this matchup, even though the Rams are kind of getting healthy and hot at the right time. I think Buffalo is riding high and cooling off and defrosting in Los Angeles. Happy they're probably not back in the snow.
I think Buffalo takes an easy W here too. Los Angeles, I don't know, man. They should have beat the Saints a little bit more handily than what they did. I just feel like they were like kind of getting pushed around a lot and had to like come from behind football instead of a team that's like should be in the heat of like a playoff race at 6-6. I don't know. They just don't seem like a team that's gonna do anything come January, but you never know. I'm gonna go with the Bills here. I do. This is really just to rephrase it. Nothing to take away from the Rams. They do have potential to make the playoffs. And I honestly wouldn't like to see them at full strength. Puka, Cooper, and Matthew Stafford in one game scenario might be pretty deadly. So you never know, and that division's kind of shitty, just like we mentioned in the game before. But Buffalo Bills are 10-2. Easy win here, I think, for the Bills.
It's a tough one for me because I do at least like the Rams to cover a 4.5 point spread. I think they're a little bit more competitive than that, but it has high potential for the Bills to blow them out. So give me the Bills for the win. But I don't know. I kind of like that line for the Rams. I think they will be competitive at home. That stadium gets freaking loud, especially like for a big time matchup like this.
When they pipe in all that crowd noise.
Nah, dude. Nah, dude. That place is freaking loud. The Rams, like, you got something to still fight for. I mean, the division is completely up for grabs.
Right.
And even though this is not an NFC on NFC matchup, like, it's still a big time game. And, like, it's not like college football that you judge the wins. But in terms of, when you look at their record and who they've beaten, beating a 10-2 Bills team is not going to be bad in terms of like how people judge you and stuff like that.
Looks better for the Rams than it means more than like if the Bills lost.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean? It means
Yeah, 'cause
more if the Rams
Bills
win.
lose, that kind of sucks. Like they might be coughing up number
Home-
one seed.
yep.
Like Kansas City's one loss away from them getting the number one seed.
Facts.
Right.
Yeah, because they got the
Like,
tiebreaker from the
Correct.
solo win.
Yeah, exactly.
The Rams, like, this is just like a big momentum win should they get it, but I don't think they do. Buffalo's already locked up the AFC East, and they're looking to try to lock up the number one overall seed. So that should be interesting. They're just waiting for your Kansas City slip up. We'll talk about them shortly, but let's go to Chris for this last 4 o'clock game.
Yeah, we got the game of the week here. We got my Chicago Bears going to San Fran to take on the really, really beaten up 49ers, man. Who even is playing in this game? Wow. I guess not a lot of your guys read the freaking scouting report, but looks like, I mean, geez, either you guys think we're that bad or what? Jeez, bro. Like, Christian McCaffrey's out, Trent Williams is out. I'm taking the Bears,
Isaac Guerrero or whatever the fuck.
Dude, I don't even know who these people are. Ayuk's out. A bunch of people are out. I'm taking the Bears. I mean, we've lost 6 in a row, but if you look at the losses, like, it'd be hard to lose those games in that fashion again, especially all 6 of them. I still have faith. Hopefully we get a big win for our new interim head coach. For the time being, I don't know what you're doing over here. It's trying to distract
I'm just trying to
me,
think, like, Caleb's back in Cali,
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's...
He was just there because, like, the short,
that.
like the...
Well, I know they're
extended
playing San
week.
Francisco, though, is what I'm saying. He went to college in California.
Oh, yeah.
True, but maybe he's got some fans that'll come out for Caleb or something. But I don't know. Bears should win this game, I think, just based off who the 49ers are putting out there. We should be able to control it and win. I say should because who the hell knows, but I'm taking the Bears.
Yeah, I'll take the Bears here as well.
Spicy.
I think that they got to get a win here sooner or later, dude. And, like, I don't want it to be against my team. So I'm going to pick them here to do it now against a banged-up Niners team. I think that this also is a game where the Niners are looking at it like, all right, maybe we could finally notch one. Because their schedule has not been favorable for them at all. But like you said, Chris, I guess people didn't read the scouting report because it's not looking good. They've been banged up for weeks now. Christian McCaffrey gone for the season. Jordan Mason to IR. Isaac Guerrero is their only running back, and then they got this guy. I don't even know, some guy from the Jets. No disrespect to you whatsoever. You're in the NFL. You're a great player. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bears here. I think they notch a must needed win and break their 6-game losing streak.
I gotta agree with all you guys. Give me the Chicago Bears. I think this is a big time win for.
Sweep City.
I think this is a big time moment for the interim head coach. I think this is where like we mentioned, historic time to be a Bears fan. Like the first time a coach has been fired mid-season. I know it's a lot more of a modern
And a bad
thing.
way.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean it's history
you
is
bring us
good
down
and
a whole
history is
octave.
bad.
You know what it
happens.
was like eerily close to was like the Cubs stat where it was like 107 years or whatever of the World Series drought.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's hilarious.
damn, that's
Yeah.
kind of close.
Yeah, but
It takes us a while.
yeah, in a different
Billy Goat
caliber.
here.
Yeah, but I think you guys are too good to lose in this matchup with given all the injuries to the 49ers. So, it's going to be tough for the 49ers moving forward. I do think they're going to be last in the NFC West as far as their future goes. Too many injuries, too much issues going on there. It sucks for them. But I'm going to keep us moving to the final game on Sunday, the Sunday Night Football matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are on the road. My apologies, I said it backwards. But this is a really freaking good matchup. You have the number 1 seed currently in the Kansas City Chiefs, and you have the Chargers who are shortly on their tail at 8-4. Just 3 games behind, which doesn't seem like a lot, but at the end of the day, you got a win here for the Chargers, and that can swing a lot of things. Can take Kansas City out of the number 1 seed for the time being, and as long as Buffalo keeps rolling, then lost that number 1 seed, Kansas City.
Yep.
And, it would threaten in the possibility of Kansas City losing the division because the Chargers can keep rolling. The Broncos can keep rolling. Like, let's see. It'll make things interesting. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Kansas City somehow, some way gets a win here. J.K. Dobbins' injury is big time for the Chargers. And let's see how they move forward after that. But I don't know. This Chargers team's not bad. It's just Kansas City. I think it's a little bit better right now.
I agree. I was gonna take the Chargers because they do tend to play the Chiefs pretty tough. The first matchup this year was only a 7-point game. Chiefs obviously came out on top. I'm gonna take the Chiefs just because I've noticed a few people actually went ahead and picked the Chargers. I don't know if you want to pull it up, but people that are definitely
split.
ahead of me, like saw Jillian was one of them, Matt was one of them, Sean was one of them. So I'm gonna fade you guys. I'm gonna take the Chiefs, and hopefully I pick up an extra win and get a game on you guys for that reason there too. So let me get the Chiefs at home.
I didn't think I was going to be excited for this game going into the season, but I really am. This game's going to be very good, especially I'm very happy that it's a Sunday Night Football game. I'm going to rock with the Chiefs here, but hopefully the Chargers can notch off a second loss for the Chiefs because I don't think they're that great, but they are going to probably end up winning it all this
Then
year
take
some
the
way and
Chargers
somehow.
if you think they're not.
I don't
that
know,
great.
but you got to go with 11. It's like betting against The Undertaker at WrestleMania. You can't go against Pat. Oh, man, I just love Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Andy Reid.
You got
man.
Jim
It's just
Harbaugh, who has it
phenomenal.
better than us.
Who's got
Who's
it better
got it
than
better
Jim
than
Harbaugh
us?
and Justin Herbert, man?
I'm
It's
just
just
saying.
it's just an amazing game of football here. And Chris Collinsworth is on the call too. Diabolical. Kansas City's winning it.
Yeah.
I'll take us to the next game though. We
Okay.
got Cincinnati going to Dallas. This is the Simpsons game.
Yes,
So
sir.
we got Team Bart versus Team Homer here. Team Bart will be the Cincinnati Bengals and Team Homer will be the Dallas Cowboys. I'm rocking with Team Bart here. Don't strangle me, Homer. Going with the Bengals. Bengals have had a terrible season at 4-8, but they've been looking very good in every single one of their losses. I need Joe Burrow big time for fantasy. I need like 40 points from this kid. Please give it to me. I hope this game is very high scoring for some weird reason on Monday night between two teams that don't really have a shot in the playoffs anymore.
I think it'll be pretty high scoring. You got the Bengals who, like, all season long, been putting up a lot of points. Other teams have been putting up a lot of points against them. So I think that is not out of the window. Over under set at 49.5. So I think you got to take the over on this one. And then Dallas has looked interesting, especially with Dak out and Cooper Rush being at the helm. They got their first home win last week, given it was the New York Giants. But still, like I've been saying pretty much all year long, this Bengals team, as far as their record says, they're an awful team. As far as their play on the field, pretty damn good team. Mm-hmm. Got to stop allowing so many damn points, or maybe putting up a little bit more points. The defense is bad. The defense is bad. That is not up for debate. The offense is good, and you got to close out these games in order. There's too many one possession games for this Bengals team, and you got to come out on top of them sometime soon. Like Joey said, give me Team Bart. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals.
This is an interesting matchup. I said last week that if the Bengals lost again, the season was probably over, and I don't know how many times I would pick them again this year. That being said, I am going to take Cincy and make it a clean sweep. I kind of want to fade you guys because I am debating about starting Cooper Rush because in fantasy because this defense is so bad. It's pretty much Cooper Rush or I start Caleb in all the leagues that I'm like relevant in. So I picked up Cooper Rush. I'm not sure. He might make it interesting because this defense is really, really bad. But let me take Cincy just to be kind of hopeful that they somehow limp into the playoffs because I'd much rather see them than this Dallas team, which I don't think they'll make it in the playoffs. But Cincy's always interesting and fun, but this defense is just really, really freaking bad. So
To add on to it, like I'm super happy that Joey brought up that it was like the Simpsons game.
Yeah, I'm hyped for this game.
So they couldn't reschedule this matchup. They couldn't flex it out
All the art
because they already had all the promotional stuff, everything was geared up for this game to be at least a decent one. Yeah, it sucks. It's two under 500 teams, but I think I'm gonna tune in from time to time on that Simpsons cast just to kind of see what it's about because they did it last year with the Toy Story in the London game, which was honestly pretty cool. And it wasn't all like Toy Story'd out in terms of the players on the field. Like the players look like in their uniforms and stuff like that. Just to add on to it, the Cowboys are not exactly dead just yet, which is interesting because the NFC is not so great in terms of standings. If they get a couple wins to close out the year, they could actually be in contention for the playoffs. So don't count out on Dallas yet, but I just don't think they win this matchup in terms of like picking. But that concludes Week 14's picks. To add on to the teams on bye, we got a couple.
Yeah, which teams we got on bye?
I'll tell you right now.
Ravens,
I'll
I know
tell you
that
right
for damn
now.
sure.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Tell us right
Yeah,
now.
I'm getting there.
Right this second.
We got the Denver Broncos, Indianapolis Colts, New England Patriots, Washington Commanders, Baltimore Ravens, and Houston Texans. Denver, big time win on Monday night. Indy, interesting team in the wild card race.
They won.
New England's eliminated from playoffs, but Drake May looks pretty good. Washington Commanders still in the mix, but probably out of the NFC East playoff divisional title.
lead, yeah.
Baltimore Ravens, Justin Tucker, you got to make some freaking field goals, dude. Like, what are you doing?
That's what he's doing to the Ravens right now. He's
Yeah.
Justin Tucker right now.
They said they might cut him, bro.
man.
I don't know.
Houston,
Justin Cutter?
No, they won't cut him. And then Houston Texans, season's not looking how you want it to be. Yeah, you got to win last week against the Jaguars. It's the Jaguars. They're coming off the bye and going to be playing the Dolphins. So I'm really looking forward to that matchup. But yeah, any thoughts on these teams on bye? Denver Broncos, Indianapolis Colts, New England Patriots, Washington Commanders, Baltimore
Screwing my
Ravens.
fantasy teams.
Houston
With the Ravens and the Texans. I need Mixon
fantasy,
and
a lot of
Henry.
fantasy impact.
This is really too late. They need to stop doing this shit because I'm pissed.
Yeah, so we kind of talked about it last week that like we're like, man, like I understand kind of letting everyone play on Thanksgiving, like on the Thanksgiving weekend.
Right.
But honestly, I would have rather seen that bye week there, Because
Yeah.
I feel like this is way too late, especially like what we mentioned also with fantasy playoffs
Exactly.
around the corner
But
or
you're not alive,
final
so
games.
who cares?
Well, I'm alive in 2 of my other leagues. I'm alive in 50% of my leagues.
Me
2
too.
I'm eliminated, 2 I'm alive.
Same here.
So,
All right.
odds
all
are
right.
looking okay.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Oh, that concludes this week's picks in terms of talking about the bye. Really quick, final closing words. Just hope the Dolphins can ink a win against the Jets. If not, man, bye-bye season. It's over. And then that final game at home against the 49ers will just be a fun hurrah type of game, like end of season. Oh, season's over. It will suck, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think the Dolphins get a big win against the Jets. What do you guys feel about your teams?
Yeah, Packers need a big W here against the Lions. Best team in the league. We're going to go smack them in the mouth in Detroit. They have a lot of injuries. Hoping for the best, but not the end of the world if we don't pull it out. But still gonna hurt like it is.
Yeah, hopefully we could win. We got a pretty banged up team. I don't know. This season is pretty much over for me. So, I mean, at this rate, it's just make it interesting and hopefully we win, I guess.
Yep.
So.
There we go. That concludes Week 14 of NFL Game Picks. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next week for Week 15. Peace.